Jonathan Lee Riches investigates. I am covering the Moscow, Idaho Bryan Kohberger case. Let's talk about Dylan Mortensen, her telephone, and digital forensics. Dylan Mortensen, the surviving roommate inside that Moscow home where Bryan Kohberger got arrested, charged with brutally stabbing 4 innocent college students, November 13, 2022. Authorities have more or less seized the phone of Dylan Mortensen, or she voluntarily gave her phone to investigators so they can look into it and analyze it for digital forensics. Look at this at the affidavit of probable cause. I want to show you something right here. So in this affidavit of probable cause, the Bryan Kohberger affidavit, I underlined some of these key words here. The combination of Dylan Mortensen's statements to law enforcement, reviews of forensic downloads of records from BF and DM's phone, and a video of the suspect video as described below leads investigators to believe the homicides occurred between 4 a.m. and 4:25 a.m. But I underlined forensic downloads of records from BF, Bethany Funk, and Dylan Mortensen's phone. What exactly is going on, and what did they download from their phones exactly to determine that, on the combination with their statements, determine that the murders occurred between 4 a.m. and 4:25? I wonder what was in Dylan Mortensen's phone. What do you think? So she gave her phone up, along with Bethany Funk, for authorities to search for digital forensics. What is digital forensics? I'm going to show you what digital forensics is. So let's talk a little bit about what digital forensics is. A working definition of digital forensics. Digital forensics is the process through which skilled investigators identify, preserve, analyze, document, and present material found on digital or electronic devices such as computers and smartphones. Originally, the term primarily applied to criminal investigations, focusing on the use of digital evidence in the prosecution of a crime, but it has expanded to include many other types of investigations in recent years. The goal of digital forensics investigation is to preserve the evidence as it exists while all uncovering information that helps the investigator reconstruct past events and understand not just how, but also why they occurred the way they did. Digital forensics. What do you think here? That means they're going through Dylan Mortensen's phone, seeing, photographs and charts and graphs and where she was at and where she was placed and possibly videos inside there to kind of piece together when the murders happened. And it looks like, based off the digital forensics of Dylan Mortensen and Bethany Funk's phones, along with statements they made to police, they were able to come up with a time frame between 4 and 4:25. So Dylan Mortensen, AM, November 13th. So Dylan Mortensen is very crucial in this investigation, not only with what comes out her mouth and what she told authorities, but also the digital forensic. There's been other cases solved because of digital forensics. Check it out. 3 cases solved through digital forensics. Digital forensics is a process often used in criminal investigation. It involves collecting digital evidence from various devices, tools, or infrastructure such as computers, mobile devices, emails, hard disks, and cloud storage systems. Here are a few famous cases where digital forensics played a crucial role. The BTK killer. The BTK killer. The Craigslist killer. The Craigslist killer. Larry J. Thomas versus State of Indiana. Now, we've heard of the Craigslist killer, and we've heard of BTK. I'm not sure I ever heard of Larry J. Thomas versus State of Indiana. In 2016, Larry J. Thomas was found guilty of attempted robbery that resulted in the murder of Rito Lamas Juarez. While the case, he had eyewitnesses who confirmed Thomas' presence at the crime scene. Digital forensics helped strengthen the case even further. So there you go. 3 cases you can look into: Craigslist murder, BTK, and this Larry J. Thomas case. as 3 specific cases solved through digital forensics. Will Dylan Mortensen in the Bryan Kohberger case, will Dylan Mortensen's digital forensics in her phone help convict Bryan Kohberger? Let me know what you think. BTK, Craigslist killer, in that other case there, will Dylan Mortensen in the Bryan Kohberger case be another 4th high-profile case from digital forensics? I wonder what was in Dylan Mortensen's phone. But keep in mind, if Dylan Mortensen's phone was analyzed by authorities, could there be any exculpatory evidence in Mortensen's phone? And that's a very strong possibility, too, that the defense will try to subpoena or get also, if they do not already have that information about what was in Dylan's phone. But what was in Dylan's phone? What else does she have in there that we don't know about that will possibly be revealed at one point? Dylan Mortensen, I believe, is a star witness in this case. I believe her testimony is going to be crucial in this case, but maybe the digital forensics in her phone will also be the nail in Bryan Kohberger's coffin. What do you think? Subscribe to my channel, hit the notification button. Dylan Mortensen, digital forensics. Look up that term. What does that mean? We'll talk soon. I'll be posting more videos, and check out my Moscow, Idaho playlist covering this case at all angles, investigating who is Dylan Mortensen, the surviving roommate. I got a lot of videos up on her family past. Who is she? Who is Dylan? And what role is she going to play in this whole prosecution of Bryan Christopher Kohberger? We'll talk soon. Stay tuned.